Hello! Today we are talking about one of my favorite topics of all time, which is labor and childbirth. And more specifically, is there anything that you can do on your yoga mat to get the show on the road when you're ready to finally have your baby in your arms? I'm Erica, this is Spoiled Yogi, and I'm a yoga teacher who really loves helping moms at all stages find a little bit more calm in the chaos, in the crazy. And I can say that because I am a mom to two little girls and my life is often really crazy. So I am so excited that you are here. If you need a little bit more support finding your calm, I hope that you will subscribe to the channel. I hope that you will click on that bell so that you'll be notified of all the new videos that I post. And if you relate to how hard it can be to find the calm in the crazy, will you give me a thumbs up? Thank you. It means so much to me. Let's dive into today's topic. Before we get started, I just want to make a special note. Today, 8 years ago, was actually my first daughter's due date. Notice I didn't say it's her birthday today. No. Her birthday is in 7 days. 6 days, almost 7. And so I had a good 6 days past my due date where people were messaging me, "Did you have that baby yet?" Where I was desperate to just hold my first baby in my arms, where I was uncomfortable, and where I tried all of the things to jumpstart my labor. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. And I know that there are natural things that work for other people. But today we are talking about yoga specifically. Before I go any further, just let me say, I'm a yoga teacher. Did I mention that? That means I am not a doctor. I am not an OBGYN. I am not a midwife. I am not a nurse. I am not giving medical advice here at all. I'm just giving advice based on my experience as a yoga teacher, specifically a prenatal yoga teacher, which I have been for the last 6-7 years or so, and what I've learned from working with moms through the years. All right, if you are here because you took to YouTube and Googled how to induce labor, you are not alone. I did the same thing. And I know how completely frustrating it can be to be where you are right now. And all I want to say to you right now is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're going through this. I know how frustrating it is to feel like you're supposed to have a baby in your arms and you don't. And there's nothing in the world that you want more right now than to just be like timing your contractions, and it's not happening. And that's really hard. And I've been there twice, so I get it. I've also seen lots of moms come through my prenatal yoga program here in Charleston, South Carolina, that I think the record was someone came at 42 weeks. And I get asked all the time, what can I do to get this going? What can I do? And unfortunately, while yoga is amazing, it's amazing preparation for childbirth, there's nothing better to help prepare you for childbirth. It prepares your body and it prepares your mind, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about how yoga prepares your body and your mind for labor and childbirth in just a moment. But here's the thing. It really doesn't matter how prepared mama is for childbirth, body, mind, spirit, whatever, if your baby isn't quite ready. I found a study when I was preparing for this video that I think it was from 2007, but I will link it down below. The most recent research that I could find on this topic says that We believe that it's the baby sending a hormone or a signal to mom's body to then have mom start making a hormone to actually start labor. When it happens spontaneously, that's how we think it happens. So unfortunately, you're not the captain of the ship, the baby is. And no matter what you do, if baby's not ready, baby's gonna stay put, most likely. This isn't bad news for you though, because if you know that really, truly, there's not that much that you can do to make it happen, you can relax. And the more relaxed you can be, the more likely you are to start producing that oxytocin that may actually help you to progress so that when baby is ready, you're ready to go. And then maybe it goes a little faster for you once you're there. I always tell moms the worst thing that you can do to halt your labor once it's started, and I think also to kind of keep it from starting when things really are set and ready to go, is to be fearful, tense, really nervous and anxious about what's about to happen. And if you think about it, when you're tense, when you're nervous, when you're anxious, what happens is that your body tightens everywhere. Maybe your breath is more shallow, and it is really hard for your body to be like, oh yeah, this is a good time to go into labor when you are producing stress hormones. So you want to minimize that as much as you can, and that's really all that you can do. Luckily, yoga is a great tool to help you minimize stress. So in that way, it can absolutely help you when your baby is ready to come into the world. I know what you're thinking. This maybe isn't super helpful. What you want is specific poses that you can do to help baby's head get into that pelvis and start putting pressure down to engage and start to soften and maybe even open the cervix. So I just want to offer a couple poses now that might help you along that path, if that's where you're going to go anyway. I know I did it. I'll link to the blog post that I wrote 8 years ago in the description, and you can laugh at me. But some of the poses that will be most helpful, aside from just trying to relax and stay calm and focused in the days and the weeks leading up to your birth, are Malasana, Garland pose, hip openers. So anytime you can come down into a squat, maybe use your elbows to gently guide your knees away, lift your chest, and sway from side to side. That'll be really helpful. If you can sit in maybe Baddha Konasana, so your feet together and your knees wide, bring your hands down and do some rolling action through the torso. That is going to kind of help to keep the hips supple and open. It might help you with any back pain that you're experiencing as an extra bonus, because I know toward the end of pregnancy, it can be really uncomfortable, especially in that low back. And anything that you can do on hands and knees can help to make sure baby's in a more optimal position for birth. So hands and knees, those balances that you do where one arm goes forward and the leg goes back, cat-cow, obviously. Maybe it's not obvious, but cat and cow is awesome. So you find this, the flexion and the extension of the spine is really good. And then last but not least, downward dog. If you can do a downward dog with your feet really wide so that you're not squishing the baby at all, that's a really good thing to do in the weeks and the months leading up to your birth. I am going to post a video next week, I think next week, that will actually kind of take you through a little practice to help you to prepare your body even more, get baby in the right position, start to engage the head down more into the pelvis. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments below If you are a mom who is expecting and you are in that desperate situation that I remember like it was yesterday, let me know that. How far are you past your due date? Or are you approaching it? Or where are you? And if you're a mom who already has had your baby, let us know. When did he or she come into the world? Did they come on their due date? Did they come early? Did they come late? And were you about to pull your hair out if your kid was late? I definitely wanted to pull my hair out. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope to see you back again next week. May you each be blessed with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste.